Alright guys, welcome along to Global League Racing for their Tier 2 race here for the Brazilian Grand Prix this afternoon. We did join it just a little bit late, but we still got about 6 minutes left in the short qualifying session. And then we're going to be getting straight on into the race. So let's see, we got 14 drivers on track at the moment. Let's see what kind of lap times we got. We got from 107s going all to the 110s. So let's see by the end of the session, still a lot of time remaining for everyone to improve upon their time. So we're going to see how well everyone is going to be doing here. Let's see who is currently running. Following SKC03. Seems to be locking up his tires just a little bit. I know that's a glitch, that's why the car is showing now. It probably is. Does tend to happen. Alright, that's a little bit. We're going to switch off that for a moment. Alright, so we got quite a few cars coming out back onto track. Got Monkey Mafia still running here on his lap right now. Let's see if he can do better than a 109. Maybe get into a low 108. Probably put him in a pretty good spot for the start of this race. Okay, apologies about that. Just had to disconnect for a second just to make sure everything is okay and up and running with our stream on that side. Alright, so let's see. We got Royal Viking running in P1 at the moment. Did a 107.735. Interesting time from him so far. 1/10 off SK Seagold went with a 107.8. Even though he seems to be all over the track at the moment. I think that's just a minor glitch of the game coming there. We got Sadistic King in P3. He's on another outlap, so he's going to be trying to improve his time to maybe get a front row start here at Brazil. Got Anthony there with a 107.995. Only about 0.02 of a second off of each other, I would say, probably. If I did get that correct, I'm not even sure. But that is actually pretty close between Sadistic and Anthony there. He got Bait with a 108, first 108 on track. He seems to be on another lap at the moment, so just follow him for a second to see how he's doing. Oh, and he invalidates, so he's going to have another go at that. I think he might have enough time to do it. Not sure if he has enough time to get back in the pits and get her back, though. We got Liverpool running in 6th right now, 108.125. Let's see if he can improve in that Red Bull. Getting on board with Liverpool as he's about to finish his lap. Let's see where he goes on the board. If he does improve, I'm not sure he is going to. He's going back into the pits here. Going on to Big Ben, still in the pit. Killer J running right now. Invalidated that lap. Got JJ Knots in the pits. Warrior in the pits. Got Charvier still on track. He's invalidated that lap. That's not going to work anyway. Got Monkey Mafia getting back out on track. I think Sadistic might be on a lap going. He's going to follow him for a second here. Alright, so that's Sadistic up into P2 now, 107.752. Pretty interesting time for him. So SKE goes down to P3, Anthony running P4 now, Bait in P5, Liverpool still in 6, Warriors out of the session now, Bait is out, they're probably just retiring, happy with their time I guess. We still have a few guys running on track at the moment on outlaps. Hopefully they get to make another time in. SK is on an outlap right now, hopefully he gets to start his lap. Not sure if he probably, yeah, he will be able to make that in 30 seconds, get across the line to actually begin the final lap here. And let's see if he can actually hit down Sadistic and Royal Viking there. Alright guys, so that is the end of qualifying. Sorry about disconnection on the mic, just checking a few things. So let's see, we're going to have the final tip come for just in about a minute or so, and we're half a minute actually, and we're going to have a look at the starting grid as how it's going to be here for Brazil. Should be quite an interesting session though. Okay, so this is going to be our starting grid. It's going to be Royal Viking and Sadistic starter on the front row of the grid. McLaren AlphaTauri. Interesting for a race here. Then SK in P3, Anthony P4, Bait in P5. Liverpool goes P6. Big Ben is 7. Killer J is 8. And if I do pronounce any PSN wrong, do forgive me for that. JJ Nuts is 9. Warrior is 10. We got Sharvey in 11. Monkey Mafia 12. Shadow Moody 13. I'm gonna have to come back to this one. I have no idea how to pronounce this as yet. Anyone in chat can help me out. Thank you very much for that. Oh, is it PSCO? But I don't want to get it wrong. Canadian. I see Canadian flag. Alright, so we're going to get straight into the race now, which should be quite an interesting start for turn 1 with 14 drivers on track. So let's see how that's about to go. Alright guys, here we go. Trying to get a good look at the start if we can here. I'm going to switch over to position changes. Turn 1 looks to be quite interesting. A few minor contacts may be happening. Oh yeah, definitely some contact happening. Mercedes getting off track. Trying to have a clear view as much as we can of everyone here. Sadistic seems to have gotten out in front of Royal Viking there. Not too many position changes, I'll say, but SK, he got it. We're having some bad luck, actually, losing 9 positions. Sharvey losing about 3, and Royal Viking just losing 1 position to Sadistic there. This is quite an interesting view for a camera angle. Alright, so Sadistic leads off of Royal Viking and Anthony in P3 now, baiting P4, Big Ben running P5, Liverpool running P6 now, right where I think where he started there. Yeah, he did, and let's see, we're going to be switching it up a bit. Switching on the tires, and let's see where everyone started. So about 99% of the drivers did start on the mediums. Oh, and SK is out of the session. Not sure if we're going to have a VSC for that. Not sure what I didn't see that happen to the trigger that one there. Or if he just retired in the pits, I'm not sure as yet. Maybe we'll find more information on that just a little bit later. But as we're going, a gap is starting to build between most of our drivers here. Royal Viking trying to keep extremely close to Sadistic out in front, running in P1. Sadistic going to have to try and defend against that because they are running on a very similar strategy at the moment. Anthony behind Royal Viking coming up as well. He is chasing them down. So it's going to be a close battle between our top 5 at the moment actually here. So what I'm seeing until we have some more gaps starting to build, if that's even going to be happening. Gaps down at the back are just seem to be building just a little bit as we keep going around here. But just going to keep a guy out front. I got Bait getting very close to Anthony as well. We don't have DRS enabled as yet, so that's not going to be of any use to anyone. Just the regular overtake button is what they're going to have to use for now until we can get that sorted. Okay, there we go. DRS is now enabled because we are now in lap 3. Gap is building between Royal Viking and Sadistic out in front. Sadistic running quite comfortably out in front in P1, 1.4 seconds. Leading off of Royal Viking. Anthony getting extremely close, putting some pressure on Royal Viking right now. So that's going to be quite interesting about happening. Let's see if Royal Viking can actually hold on to P2 for this one here, because Anthony is going to be getting DRS and he is extremely close. Does have quite a good amount of overtake to use. I think he's just going to be keeping it just for the right moment here. Doesn't want to mess this up when he does go for that overtake. Doesn't want to get it done as clean as possible without any incident. as risking that potential P3 is not going to be worth it. We got Big Ben getting very close to Bait there as well. So Racing Point driving excellently well behind the Alfa Romeo. We're going to keep an eye out front to see if that battle progresses to get even closer, as we're following behind with Big Ben chasing down Bait right now. Uses his DRS, getting extremely close going into turn 1, and he's going to have to hold it there for the moment. Does have a Red Bull sneaking up behind him, so that's going to put some pressure on him. That's Liverpool coming across there. He's just half a second behind, so let's see what he can do. He might be getting in on the battle here, going for P4. Oh, and we got Big Ben's teammate Warrior in 7 coming behind Liverpool. So quite a number of battles going to be happening on track, as these drivers tend to definitely going to be getting closer as the lap progresses through here. We're already in lap 4 of 36. So I assume most likely we're going to be seeing some 2 stops happening here because of the strategy being used with the soft tires there. Unless they're really going to stretch this and push those soft tires all the way to the limit, and then they switch it on to hards and go all the way to the end to try for a 1 stop. Not sure how possible this is going to be for most of these drivers here, but they might be trying it. We got Plasico running in 9th. He's started on medium, so he has a better chance of running those soft tires, sorry, the 1 stop strategy going. And we got Big Ben going side by side with Bait, and he seems to have gotten the move done. Let's see, is he in front? Yes, he is. Liverpool just got a 3-second penalty. That's not going to come across well down at the end when we're looking at track position here. So far so good in this race. Only lost 1 driver. We still got 13 drivers going. Have an excellent race here. Great battle happening between Big Ben, Bait, and Liverpool, and Warrior as well, who is right behind them coming. So we get 2 racing points, an Alfa Romeo and a Red Bull. We're just going to keep on the overhead view to get as much of this as we can. Oh, Liverpool trying to sneak up behind Bait there. He's going to have to find a potential gap to go on here. If he can get it done, I'm not sure as yet. Oh, and JJ Knots has switched on to hards already. So he's not going to be doing any more pit stops after this. He's going to try and push that all the way to the end, I assume. If it's possible to get the hards all the way to the end from here. 30 laps, I think it might be, depending on how well you manage your tires in the race, as we got Liverpool getting extremely close, almost going side by side with Bait. Not getting it done yet. He's going to have to hold back in 6 for the moment. He started right here in 6. Let's see if he can get this done. Quite a good driver, Liverpool. I've known him for quite a while now. He drives pretty well. Let's see if he can get this done off of Bait. He's going to have to use his DRS. Has no more overtake left to use though, so he's going to have to be careful about that, in terms of trying to actually save it up just a little bit in order to get a move done here, because even getting past Bait is one thing, but to be able to stay ahead is going to be something entirely different. He is going to be under a lot of pressure if he's not able to do that. I got Warrior coming right behind him as well, so he is under some serious pressure here. Those tires are going to be working overtime to try and keep ahead of Warrior, and oh, and he does get a little bit off track, loses the position there. Not sure exactly what happened to his car at the moment. He might have made a very minor mistake, which has cost him a position now, and he's now 1.4 seconds behind Warrior. So that gap is now building as we're getting out front between Sadistic and Royal Viking. That Royal getting very close, under a second. That gap is now. He's trying to keep in the DRS range, and he's about to get it, which he does put it on, and he has at least 50% overtake to use. Not using it as yet, as we're following the Royal on board here now to see how well Sadistic is going to be defending against him if this gets any closer, under half a second, which it might actually, that might actually happen if he starts to use that overtake. I think he's just keeping it though, trying to get under half a second by itself, just like that, by just simply using DRS and his straight line speed. There are quite a number of turns here at Brazil though, so it's quite an interesting track to do this. But let's see if his strategy is going to work out. Also, I'm quite interested to see who's going to do the first pit stop here between Sadistic and Royal. Anthony fell back about 3.5 seconds behind these guys, so they're fighting it out in front by themselves at the moment. As we're following on with Sadistic right now, having a view at Royal Viking coming up behind him. Gap between Warrior and Bait getting under half a second right now, so that's going to be something interesting to follow there as well. Let's see what's happening with that, as Bait is on the threat now. We got Warrior using DRS, getting extremely close to Bait, not able to get past us yet. No gap to go on, or no safe gap to go on actually, without cutting the corner or, you know, just messing up an entire turn on this track. I'm going to follow on board with him a bit to see if he can actually get something done off of this here. Gotta say, it's been quite an interesting race so far. This race was not planned for today, guys. It just happened to get set up this morning between myself and the league owner, so can't say I'm not happy about this. Hopefully we'll be able to do this every single week, provided how my schedule works out as well. But it's been quite interesting so far. Let's see what's happening out in front between Sadistic and Royal again, as that McLaren is working overtime, chasing down Sadistic, but Sadistic driving excellently well. Of course, he's going to have to try and get rid of that gap that's under a second now, as Royal Viking is not really using his overtake. He is trying to save it up as much as he can. I think he's waiting for the right opportunity to use it here, and then he's just going to go for that overtake. But Sadistic is going to have to be very careful about car placement in terms of when Royal gets extremely close, which is definitely getting to that point right now. As we got Warrior getting very close again to Bait to another battle in the group for 5th place. Liverpool down to 7th. He's going to try to work his way back up. Bait is going to have to try to avoid making any minor mistakes, because Warrior is just going to slip by if he does do that. And he doesn't have DRS off of Big Ben out in front because he's too far off, so he's going to have to try and defend, because Warrior definitely under half a second now is going to have his DRS. With this sort of gap at 0.3, 0.2 of a second, it's very hard to defend against the car behind you in terms of where you place your car going around turns, just to avoid that car trying to get a gap to overtake you. Gap is down to about half a second between Sadistic and Royal there right now. We're keeping an eye on that as we keep going. Liverpool fan trying to catch up back to Warrior and Bait right now to get back into that mix of that battle. Oh, and we got a pit stop happening with Warrior here. He's going into the pits. Oh, and I got Big Ben got up into P3. He got past Anthony somehow. Not sure how that happened. So Anthony's been falling back quite a bit. Oh, a gap between Royal Viking and Sadistic getting ever so close. I think they're about to go side by side. Sadistic trying to defend hard against this right now. He wants to hold on to the lead of this race. Again, we're not sure what happened at the start of the race with SK, that he's out of the session, you know, but maybe we'll find out a little bit later. And we're just going to keep following here right now, see how this is going. Oh, Plasico got past Killer J, I think, there. I think that battle is going to continue again until he can break it down to under a quarter of a second, which is because it's just going back up to a second at the moment. Going back to Anthony chasing Big Ben right now. He seems to be losing time on this track. I don't know if these tires are not working for him or what, but he seems to be having some sort of problem using overtake and DRS to get close to Big Ben. Is he going to get it done into turn 1? I'm not sure. Trying to take it on the outside, but maybe an inside move would have been a little bit better. I'm not so sure. Oh, and we just got a message from SK there. Had a bad connection. So he was lagging, which is true. I did see that happening, so can't say he's lying about it. Oh, that was a near miss. Very good from braking from Anthony there. That could have been a horrible accident causing a safety car here. So anyway, SK, sorry to see you out of the race, man. You were actually qualified pretty well up there, so I expected you were going to have a good race. But either way, you know, there's always the next race, and you know, we can't just focus on what happened here. But anyway, let's enjoy what these guys are still doing. We got lap 11. Yes, sir, but we're only lap 11 going. I think Sharvey just went past Plasico there, or Plasico. I'm not sure what happened to Plasico. He was way more higher up in this, but we had a few pit stops happening for the session. So let's see what we got. Royal Viking getting back closest to this again. Under. Oh, that's getting pretty close. Having an interesting view overhead view here. That ERS light is pretty bright. Alright, so Royal Viking challenging Sadistic, got past. Let's see if Sadistic can get it back now. I don't think he's going to be able to. It might be just at a bad part of the track for him to even try to get that gap going again. He doesn't have a lot of ERS to use, but he should be able to get a DRS, hopefully, if he gets to that detection point there. Let's see how this plays out. Good job on Royal Viking, though. Good driving for him to, actually get past Sadistic here, because Sadistic is a pretty good driver. I've seen him drive in many races before, so he's not an easy guy to get past. But anyway, good job, Royal Viking. Let's see if he can actually hold the lead of the race now. This is going to come down to pit stops, I assume, who has a faster pit crew here, or who's actually going to be, first one or second one to go into the pits. Between Sadistic and Royal Viking, I'm not sure as yet. Anthony in P3 there right now. He's trying to catch up to these guys. 5.9 seconds though. So these guys are running their own race out in front here. I'm going to switch back to the overhead view. And let's see what's happening down in the back. We got Anthony in P3 now. Liverpool up into P4 now because of pit stops that happen. So Bait up into P5. Monkey Mafia in 6. We got Big Ben who just pitted. He's in 7th. Warrior in 8th. Shadow in 9th. Harvey in 10th. Lesico in 11th. Killer J 12th. And JJ Nuts is 13th. So we're going to keep following and see how this plays out. Gap is now over a second between Royal Viking and Sadistic. So Royal Viking doing an excellent job trying to build a gap between himself and Sadistic out front there. We're still following here with Bait as he chases down Liverpool. Let's see if Liverpool is going to be able to defend in that Red Bull against this. Gap is about a quarter of a second here. So this is actually pretty close. And he's using overtake. He's just hoping that Liverpool makes a mistake here, which he did before and lost the position. I'm not sure if it's going to happen again. We're going to have to repeat. But let's see how this is going to go. It's all going to be about entry and exits into these turns. Who's getting a better one and who's not. And he's going to get DRS here. I think he might have went a little bit wide there. Oh, and they're both going into the pits. So Bait following Liverpool into the pits right now. As we get Anthony in the pits as well. Royal Viking pitted first between Sadistic and himself. So Sadistic still leads the race. He's going to have an excellent outlap there. That's Royal Viking I'm talking about. Just to keep the lead here. If he wants to keep it. I'm not sure if Sadistic is going to pit on this occasion coming around. We're going to have a look at that in a second. As positions are going to be changing due to a pit stop rotations happening right now. And Royal Viking going on to mediums. So doing 14 laps, call it 13, 14 laps on those softs. Definitely the mediums are going to be able to run all the way to the end of the race here. I assume they should, if you really can push them. But Sadistic and Monkey Mafia running out in front now, P1, P2. And they're both on 13 lap all softs, as well as Charvy there in 9th. And there goes Sadistic into the pits. We're going to switch over to Royal Viking now as he's coming around the track. Let's see if he can get past the pit lane and get past Sadistic before Sadistic exits that pit lane. So this is going to be an interesting play on strategy. Royal Viking went in the pits first. I want to see if he's going to be able to get past here. I think Sadistic is exiting the pit lane right now. He is, and I think he's getting back out in front. He's already out of the pits. Yep, he is. And he has Monkey Mafia just behind him trying to get past. Monkey Mafia is now going to challenge him but he's running on very, actually severely worn tires right now. 14 lap all softs. And he's still chasing down Sadistic. Big Ben and Monkey Mafia between Sadistic and Royal Viking right now. Royal Viking going to have to try and get up there with Sadistic. But Sadistic is running on a pretty different strategy, using hard to go all the way to the end. So I'm not sure how these soft to medium strategy are going to work. I assume it should be a two-stop, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If these guys are actually really going to push it, I think those mediums are going to have significantly more grip on the track than the hards, but of course it's going to be worn out way faster, and then the hards are still going to have life in them. So it's going to be kind of a play on that to see between Sadistic and Royal Viking who's going to be finishing this race in P1 right now. It's got Warrior getting very close to Anthony right now. He's going to be trying for an overtaking move here pretty soon. Royal Viking at 110.1 fastest lap. So he's driving excellently well as Anthony gets past Warrior there. We got Monkey Mafia in the pits right now. He's changing on to mediums now. This is going to be quite an interesting race. I see a lot of different strategies being used. Killer J with a 3-second penalty there. So I want to be careful about those penalties. Alright, so now we got Royal Viking up into P3. Half a second behind Big Ben. Big Ben seems to be making some mistakes, so he's about to lose that P2. Definitely here with the way Royal Viking is driving. He's going to be getting past pretty soon as we're going to keep following at him. And it's not a big gap to get the Sadistic out running in P1 right now. So he's going to want to be careful out in front there with those hard tires. He's going to really have to try and build a gap as fast as he can here. Got Royal Viking trying to get as close as he can. Well, he's using overtake and he's going to activate DRS now. He is in a hurry to get up into P2 and get it done to get behind Sadistic. Going for it there, quite cleanly done, I would say. Oh, and we got Big Ben coming back at him, taking the inside, getting it back into P2. Royal Viking has to settle back for P3 at the moment. He's going to be a little bit frustrated with this now because he's trying to get back to Sadistic for a fight for the lead of the race right now. And Big Ben is trying to get in that. Big Ben seems to be disconnected there now though. I'm not sure. I think he's connected back again. Did have an X for a second as he's still running second. I still got Royal Viking chasing him down. Let's see what other close gaps we got. No other close gaps happening at the moment. Closest other than this, we got Anthony behind Warrior. Alright, so he's definitely trying to get past as fast as he can here. On lap 18, we're halfway through the session right now, so not doing too bad. Also remember guys, as soon as we finish this race, we're going to be heading into our next race with All Stars Racing. So it's back-to-back races this afternoon in terms of streaming here. As soon as we get finished here, we're headed to Silverstone with ASR. That should be a fun one to watch. I think we're going to have a close to full grid on it as well, so look forward to that. Some of the guys from here will be driving there as well, so go ahead, show your support for them. As soon as we get started with that stream, we'll be finished here. Let's see what's happening. So out front, Sadistic Lee is 2.3 seconds off of Big Ben. Big Ben trying to hold his car into P2 right now. Let's see, where did he start? I'm going to just switch that up a bit. Position changes. So he got 5 positions up. Sadistic started in second. Big Ben started about 6th or 7th, I think. And Royal Viking, he started in P1. Hey Don, what's up? So Anthony lost 1 position so far where he is running. Warriors up 6 positions. Liverpool back into 6th, right where he started there. But still, not bad I would say, because quite a few drivers lost a lot of positions. SK, unfortunately, out of the race, had some connection issues. Was lagging a bit, had to get out of it. Killer J is now in the pits, running in 13. JJ Knots in 12, lost 3 positions. Shadow Moody gained 2. Charvy gained 1. Plesico gained 5. Monkey Mafia gained 4 positions so far in the race, doing pretty well there in P8, I would say. And Bait lost 2 positions. So let's get back up to the close gap between Royal Viking and Big Ben and see how that gap is going. Let's see if it's going to be broken down anymore or not. So stops, we have everyone made a stop except for Plesico there, who started on medium. So he's not going to be making a stop, maybe not as yet. Let's see when he does choose to. He might be making a stop pretty soon because his tires are now 18 laps old and still going. So that's quite interesting to see happen there. We got JJ Knott on 15 lap all hards. I don't know if he's going to be able to go to the end on those, or he's going to be switching to softs. Oh, Royal Viking with a 3-second penalty. That's going to hurt his chances in this race, guys. I don't think Sadistic has any penalties as yet. So definitely he's going to want to be in much of a hurry to get up front. And that penalty really is going to affect him, as you think he's about to get past Big Ben. Now we're going to have a look at that. Does get around on the inside, and let's see. Big Ben is coming back at him though. I'm not sure who's going to get it going through. Big Ben got it again. So Royal Viking have a very difficult time right now to trying to get back P2. That's the second time going. He's failed to get the overtake done on Big Ben and actually keep it. Big Ben actually getting back the position. So excellent driving from both of these drivers so far. Sadistic out front, probably enjoying this, but he's losing time right now to Big Ben, as the gap is now down from 2 point something seconds to about 1.2. So he's going to have to really try and push it. Have about 17 laps remaining in the race, so he's really going to have to push it and try to keep a gap between himself and Big Ben and hope that Royal Viking has more trouble getting past, which might not be the case for very long, as Royal Viking is now trying to get the gap, keep the gap under a second and go for it again, which is going to happen pretty soon. Shadow mode now, the 3-second penalty. Quite a few penalties dished out on this race so far. It's going to be interesting to see who's losing positions because of penalties coming down to the end. Plesico running on 19 lap all mediums. I'm not sure when he's going to decide to pit. Still following with Royal Viking right now. We don't switch through all the drivers usually, guys, but we just try to follow the major battles that we do have on track to see what's happening here actually. Not any overtake left to use, using his DRS, whatever he has, trying to get to Big Ben here. Big Ben defending excellently though and trying to get back these positions, as because of the pressure between the two of them right now, they are actually breaking the gap down to Sadistic. It's now down to 1.1 seconds. If that gap goes under a second, it's going to be an excellent battle here for pole position of this race, going all the way down to the end, I would assume, between Sadistic, Big Ben and Royal. Warrior is about 3 seconds behind these guys, fighting it for all of the podium positions here. So that's going to be quite interesting. Oh, we got Plesico now pitting 20 laps on mediums, and he's now going into the pits. So that's quite an interesting play on strategy for Plesico there. And he's running in 11th. And he's definitely going on to soft. He's going to have some significant pace coming down to the end of the race now for the final 16 laps, 14-15 laps to go. As we're still following along with these guys here. Royal Viking getting very close to Big Ben. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get anything done. Has DRS, has the overtake on. Let's see if he can actually get in there, going side by side. I'm not sure if this one is going to stick or he's going to be 3 times in a row. He loses out to Big Ben. Let's see if Big Ben can actually get it back. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen on this occasion. So great driving from Viking there. Getting the job done. Has his P2. Now he's going to chase after Sadistic for a pole position of the race. 1.2 seconds is the gap between the two of them. They've been fighting from the start of the race. They're going to continue that fight now. But Big Ben, I don't think he's going to give up. He's going to try and get to Royal Viking here still. Alright, so we got Plesico running on fresh softs. Let's see what he can do down here in 11. If he can get up into the points for the top 10. I'm not sure as yet. We're going to see what he can do though. So Sadistic leads still 1.2 seconds behind is Royal Viking. Big Ben in P3 just under under a second actually, got to say, behind Royal Viking. He's trying to catch her back to Royal Viking and trying to get back P2. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. Doesn't have a lot of overtake. Does have some actually, and using overtake, he's going to use as much ERS as he can or try to save it up and then try to go for a move here. But he's going to try and chase Royal Viking down until... oh, the gap seems to be increasing now between Sadistic and Royal Viking by 2/10 so far. So not sure what's happening, but Royal Viking seems to be losing time. 3/10 now. It's going and coming a bit. We're going to keep an eye on that as we go around. We got Warrior running P4. We got Anthony running in P5 in his Mercedes. We got Liverpool running in P6. Bait running P7. We got Monkey Mafia running in P8. We got Sharpie running in P9. And another Mercedes. We got JJ Knots. He's running 10th. Final points position. Plesico running in 11th. Now on fresh sauce. Has a lot of time to catch up though. Shadow Moody in 12th. Killer Jane 13. SK out of the race. Going back out front, following again with Big Ben. Let's see how this battle goes. If he's going to be able to get close enough to Royal Viking. Big Ben has his teammate Warrior coming up behind him. So not sure if these guys get too close to each other, their teammates. I'm not sure if they're gonna pull a switch, and Warriors then gonna try and challenge Royal Viking. I'm not sure if that's what's gonna happen as yet. We're gonna have a look though. It'll be quite interesting to see if the Racing Point drivers decide to switch positions if they do get close enough. His gap is currently 2.5 seconds because Big Ben is trying desperately right now to catch up to Royal Viking, just hoping for a mistake from the McLaren driver, but it's not happening right now as Royal Viking is trying to get a gap under a second between himself and Sadistic, and he just got it done. So excellent driving for him to catch up to the AlphaTauri in front. So this is going to be an interesting battle for P1 of this race between our top 3 drivers right now, Sadistic, Royal, and Big Ben. We're going to have to just keep following and see how this plays out down to the end. Anything can happen here. We're on lap 25 of 36, so just under about 10 laps more to go. Interesting view from the rear wing of Royal Viking's car. So gap is under a second between both Sadistic and Royal Viking, and between both Royal and Big Ben as well. So it's a three-way battle for P1 right now. Warrior is trying to catch up, 2.9 seconds behind his teammate Big Ben. Let's see how good of a job he's going to do. We got JJ Nuts getting very close to Plasico there. Plasico's supposed to be gaining time right now, and someone seems to be disconnected. Both Plasico and JJ Nuts seem to be disconnected at the moment. Not sure what's happening down in the back. We might be having some connection issues. Oh, okay, so JJ Nuts, oh, they're just going on and off. I'm not sure what's happening. I know that usually happens when you pause the game and stuff. Oh, Big Ben is in the pits. I wonder if he took any damage. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at what's happening with his car here. He might have taken some damage on that front wing. Let's see if he's changing front wings. I'm not sure what happened. No, he seems to just be changing tires. He's going on to softs at the end of the race. So it's a strategy change for him there. He had to go on to softs to finish the race. But we got Royal Viking and Warrior running now. Oh, and got a gap getting very close between Sadistic and Royal Viking. But is Royal Viking going to have to pit for another set of tires? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to finish on these. We can see tire wear. Let's see if Royal Viking is going to take another pit stop. Definitely not pitting since he's mediums. Those mediums are they probably can last if the graphics was right from Plasico. He did 20 laps on his, so definitely he's going to be able to last if that was true. I know sometimes the graphic on the screen is not always correct, but if that was true, then definitely these tires can last all the way to the end of the race. Of course, you're going to be losing significant grip by the time you get to the next 3 to 4 laps away from where we are right now. Maybe by lap 30, I assume you're going to be a significant loss of grip, and Sadistic is going to have sufficient grip still on those tires to equalize it, and there is just going to be, I think, maybe an equal battle going on between Sadistic and Royal Viking for the lead of the race. So we got Big Ben coming back out into 6th now. He's going to have to fight his way back up on those softs. He has Liverpool in front of him, 7.7 seconds. He's going to have to try and break that gap down. If he can get it done, it's going to be quite interesting to see. I see Royal Viking breaking the gap down under a second, again, under half a second now. Getting very close to Sadistic. Oh, and we got Royal Viking heading into the pit, so he's heading to the pit to switch it on to softs now. Sadistic is going to continue out in front with a gap of about 5.4 seconds. I'm not sure, it's quite a big of a gap. between him and Anthony. They're running in second now. 8.3 seconds the gap is between Statistic and Anthony, now running in second. Statistic continues to lead the race. Anthony in P2, Liverpool running now in P3, running on hard. So top three guys, Statistic, Anthony and Liverpool, seems to be, if they can continue where they are right now, they'll be probably finishing that position. Of course, it's about 8 laps more to go, and that's more than enough time for Big Ben and Royal Viking to fight it and get it all the way back out front on those fresh soft tires. So that's going to be something to watch out for right now, as we're going to switch to them and let's see if they can actually get that done. Going down to Warrior, chasing down Bait, 1.6 seconds he is right now. Let's see if he can break that gap down even further. I'm not sure as yet. Gap is now under a second, so let's see what's going to happen there. Still trying to keep an eye on Big Ben. Oh, Royal Viking very close as well to Big Ben, but this is going to be a good battle for P4 as well. They're going to fight it to get back out front. Hopefully they don't get held up for their sake. As let's see what's happening here. Killer J retired from the session. He's out. Shadow Moody going to move up into 12th there now. As we have Royal Viking getting very close to Big Ben. Not yet moved on as yet. Big Ben, a guy usually gets back his positions. Oh, we have a virtual safety car for that incident. I'm not sure what happened there with Killer J, but he is out of the race, and it's caused a VSC, which I'm not sure how many drivers are going to be happy about this. Switching over to Royal Viking in P5. Oh, DRS has been enabled again. We're back racing. That incident has already been cleared off track, so we're good to go again. And let's see who's gonna have a better go at it here. We got Anthony now 9.2 seconds actually behind Sadistic. Liverpool another 3.6 seconds behind Anthony. Big Ben is about 4.7 seconds actually behind Liverpool. He's definitely gonna have to try and break that down. About 6 laps left to go for him to do that here. But 6.5 lap or so, you gotta say. I think we're about to go into lap. Yeah, I think we'll be about 6 laps left now. Got Royal Viking getting very close to Big Ben. Gonna go side by side, going past him. Let's see if that's gonna stick as they go into turn 1. Oh, did cut him off a little bit to try and keep him from overtaking back. So Royal Viking getting it done. Into P4 he goes. Big Ben now down to P5. Let's see if that's gonna stick for the time being, as Big Ben is still chasing down Royal Viking, getting very close. I don't think he's gonna be able to go here though. It's quite a close gap to take a chance on. Alright, so that's over for the moment. I have Royal Viking now going to try and break the gap between himself and Liverpool. 3.7 seconds that gap is. So let's see how well he's going to be able to do with that. And guys, don't forget, as soon as we finish with this stream in the next 6 laps, we're going to be headed straight into All Stars Racing. Already received the invitation from League Owner MX there. So we're going to be getting straight into that as soon as we're finished here. But we got about 5-6 laps more to go, so we have enough time. We got about 13 minutes, I guess. Quite enough time to finish here and get over there for that race. That's going to be quite an interesting one as well. Been looking forward to that one all week. Royal Viking with a 109.1 race pace, fastest lap time so far. He is doing pretty well there in P4, trying to get back out in front to catch up to Sadistic. I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to get done in the next few laps remaining in the race. He's going to have to try and get past Liverpool at least here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch up to Anthony. He might be able to do it, as he's 1.8 seconds away from Liverpool right now, chasing him down. That's a Red Bull out in front of him, but he has company behind. Big Ben is still coming right now, so he's going to have to be careful about his approach here, because Big Ben is under half a second now. Actually, just under a second, gotta say. Actually, yeah, under half a second. That's quite a close gap. Quite some significant gaps down in the back there though, between most of our drivers down in the back of the grid. As we're having a look at Big Ben, his teammate Warrior just behind him. Royal Viking now under a second behind Liverpool, has the Red Bull in range, has DRS, doesn't have a lot of overtake to use. He's going to try and get as close as he can to the Red Bull right now. Liverpool going to have to try and defend now. He's going to be under some serious pressure from Royal Viking, having the fastest lap in the race on way faster tires than him. So he's going to have to try and defend as much as he can to prevent that car from getting past in the next few laps if he wants to keep hold of the final podium position for the Brazilian GP here. Of course, I think it was Royal Viking that has a 3-second penalty. So that's definitely going to come into play coming down to the end of this race here. Sadistic, I don't think, has any penalty, so he safely can keep pole position of the race if he continues this way, avoiding any penalties at all. Anthony trying to break the gap down from 9 seconds, just not getting it on 9 seconds there though. Liverpool trying to break his gap down of 3.9 seconds to himself, and Anthony trying to catch up a little bit and trying to get away from Royal Viking and Big Ben, who is coming back to back behind each other here. So quite an interesting battle about to unfold for the final podium position between Liverpool and Royal Viking, and I think Big Ben is going to get into it as well, because I don't think he wants to give this up. Following along with Royal Viking now, I think he's about to go side by side with Liverpool. He's trying to decide which side to go. He's clicking on the inside to turn 1. Let's see who's coming off. Liverpool loses it for the moment, and he has more company behind him. Big Ben is about to try to get past. He's going to have DRS on this portion of the track. Oh, Liverpool gets DRS off of Royal Viking as well, but Big Ben seems to have more straight line speed and gets it done. That was quite an interesting piece of action happening on track there. So Liverpool now down into P5. Royal Viking up into P3, got the final podium position. Is going to have to try and defend himself, trying to build a gap of at least 3 seconds or more between himself and Big Ben to even keep it though, because Big Ben, if he doesn't have any penalties, will be getting P3 at the end of this race, as we're already on lap 33 going here. So not a bad race so far for the afternoon. Quite surprised we didn't even get a disconnection on this portion of it. Oh, JJ now, so another 3-second penalty. So Big Ben getting under a second right now behind Royal Viking, whose gap to Anthony in P2 is 2.8 seconds. Is Royal Viking going to be able to take away P2 from Anthony before the end of this race? I'm not sure as yet, but he might be able to do it. Of course, he's going to have to be a little bit more worried about how many positions he's about to lose if he can build a gap between himself and Big Ben behind him, because a few cars here are quite close together. So he's definitely probably coming down all the way, maybe to 5th or 6th. I would assume 5th. He'll probably be losing position going all the way to 5th if he's not able to build a gap here, because that's not far off. Is he going to be 4th or 5th for him? Oh, and that's a Renault getting off track there. I think that was Shadow Moody. Yep, definitely. So based on the timings there, that was Shadow Moody getting off track, losing it. Alright guys, we're on lap 34 right now. We'll be following Sadistic on his final lap when he does get started on it. Actually lap 35, sorry now. Sadistic just began lap 35. Has quite a lead off of Anthony, who's running in P2, so definitely trying to hold on to the pole position for the race. Doing an excellent job of doing it there too. Royal Viking though getting himself back up into P3, but Big Ben keeping close to him, so he'll be getting that P3 off of Royal Viking depending on how penalties play out. If Big Ben doesn't have any penalties, he's going to be getting P3. Anthony's going to be able to keep his P2, provided he doesn't have too many penalties as well. I'm not sure if he has any. I don't think he has any though. I can't remember at the moment. Liverpool running in P5 currently. Warrior in 6, Bates in 7, Monkey Mafia running 8, Sharvy running in oh, Shadow moving another penalty there. Yeah, Monkey Mafia running 8, Sharvy running 9, JJ Noss 10th, Plasico running 11th, and Shadow Movie in 12th. So 2 drivers not to get any points at the moment based on what's happening. Royal Viking getting under a second behind Anthony now as we're about to go into the last lap of the race there. Sadistic is about to cross the line, and there we go into lap 36 now, final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix here for GLR. So this has been quite an interesting race here this afternoon. He is getting very close. He has definitely just 1 lap to do this if he's going to be able to do it to get away with P2, but he's not going to be able to keep it. But what an excellent play it will be if he actually gets back up there into P2. As we're going to have a look at that in just a second. Let's see if he's going to be able to get it done. Getting very close, using DRS, using all the overtake he has, trying to take it on the inside. Anthony trying to bring it back, doesn't have enough of a gap to go on. It's quite tight around the track here at Brazil. So Anthony gonna have to use the track to his advantage right now to keep Royal Viking behind him for the remainder of this lap. Oh, definitely trying to push it to outbreak him a little bit. Oh, and there he goes, trying to go side by side with him. Let's see if he's going to get this done. Who's going to hold P2? Royal Viking seems to have gotten it done off of Anthony. Great job with that overtake there. That took a lot out of him. But he's going to have to build a gap in just a few corners to do that. And Sadistic comes across the line for a pole position to race P1. Good job on him. Royal Viking coming across for P2, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold this. That was a close one across the finish line there. So Big Ben takes it for P2. Anthony goes P3. Liverpool goes P4. Warrior goes P5. Royal Viking goes all the way down to P6. And we got Bait coming across now for P7. So those penalties really affected Royal Vikings race here today. So Bait takes 7. Monkey Mafia coming across for P8. Alright, so there he goes along the final turn onto the straight and goes through for P8. We got Sharvey coming around for P9, which I think he should be able to get, as we're going to watch his car go across here. And JJ Knott's 10th, Plasico in 11th, and Shadow Movie in 12th. Killer J and SK did not get to finish, unfortunately. That is it for the Brazilian Grand Prix here today for Global League Racing. It's been quite an interesting one. 14 drivers only, but still a lot of action in the race. And driver of the day goes to Big Ben. Not bad. He did drive an excellent race, losing position but getting them back. Some excellent overtakes moves. So I gotta say, quite an interesting race. Good job on Sadistic for getting pole position of the race, and good job on Big Ben for getting driver of the day. Has been quite an interesting race. Thank you guys for everyone who joined on to this session to watch the race here today for Global League Racing, and see you guys next week again for the same thing. Of course, on a different track. We'll be ending this stream here now and heading straight into All Stars Racing for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Going to be quite an interesting one, so join us in just a few minutes for that one.